Welcome back to RF Coins. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1982 P. Roosevelt 1 dime. At first glance, this coin may seem ordinary. You might even pass it by in your pocket change without a second thought. But the truth is, this dime has an incredible history and in some cases can be worth a fortune. Some rare varieties and conditions of this coin have shocked collectors around the world with values soaring to nearly $767,987. Stay with me until the very end of this video because I promise you are going to look at every dime in your collection differently. Part 2. Let us begin with the background. The Roosevelt dime series was introduced in 1946 to honor Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who led America through the Great Depression and World War II. His portrait was placed on the dime because of his leadership and also his strong support of the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio. Since then, this small coin has carried a very big story. By the time 1982 came around, the United States Mint was producing billions of dimes, but that year, something very unusual happened. Part 3 inches 1982 The Philadelphia Mint struck the Roosevelt dimes with the mint mark P for the very first time. Before that year, coins minted in Philadelphia did not carry a mint mark at all. Collectors immediately took notice, because it marked a turning point in modern American coinage. The 1982 P dime was not just another year of production. It became the very first Roosevelt dime from Philadelphia with a P mark above the date. That little letter P tells us a big story about where it came from and why it is so collectible today. Part 4 But here is where the story gets even more interesting. During that same year, some coins were struck without the mint mark. Imagine holding a dime dated 1982 that should have a small P but does not. These error coins became legendary. They were not supposed to exist, but a handful slipped through the presses and made their way into circulation. Collectors call them no P dimes, and they are among the most sought-after Roosevelt dimes in modern history. Part 5 Now, let us talk about design. On the obverse, you see the left-facing portrait of Franklin Roosevelt with the inscriptions Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, the date 1982, and the mint mark P. On the reverse, the design shows a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. This design by John R. Sinek has remained unchanged for decades, making it one of the most familiar images in American coinage. Yet, in 1982, this familiar design carried with it a mystery of mint marks that continues to excite collectors. Part 6 How rare is the 1982 P dime? Billions of dimes were made in that year, but the key lies in condition and rarity of errors. If you have a 1982 dime in your pocket, chances are it is worth only its face value. But if you have a coin in pristine mint state, with sharp details, clean fields, and full torch lines on the reverse, then you may be sitting on something valuable. And if by chance you have the legendary no P variety, you are holding a treasure worth far more than you could imagine. Part 7 Collectors know that coin grading is everything. A 1982 P dime graded in mint state 65 or higher can already bring strong prices on the market. Coins in mint state 67 or mint state 68 can skyrocket in value because of their scarcity in high quality. The population of such coins is very limited, and when they appear at auction, collectors bid fiercely to own them. Part 8 Now let us discuss the astonishing market value. Reports from auctions and private sales have shown that rare examples of the 1982 P Roosevelt dime, especially the no P variety, have reached prices of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some extraordinary specimens have been valued as high as $767,987. That is right, a tiny 10-cent coin has commanded the kind of price you would expect for a luxury car or even a house. This is why collectors search tirelessly for these hidden gems. Part 9 So how can you tell if your 1982 dime is valuable? First, check for the mint mark. Look closely above the date on the obverse side. If there is a clear P, then you have the regular Philadelphia strike. If the P is missing entirely, you may have the famous no P error. Next, examine the condition. If it has sharp details and minimal wear, it could be worth far more than face value. Lastly, consider getting the coin professionally graded by a trusted grading company, because authentication and grade will unlock its true market value. Part 10 The story of the 1982 dime teaches us an important lesson about coin collecting. Never underestimate the power of small details. A missing mint mark, a tiny letter, or a sharp strike can transform an ordinary dime into a life-changing discovery. Many collectors have shared stories of finding these coins in circulation, in old jars, or in family collections without realizing their true worth until much later. Imagine the excitement of discovering that a dime you have kept for decades is actually worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Part 11 But beyond the money, these coins connect us to history. When you hold a 1982 Roosevelt dime, you are holding a piece of the early 1980s. It was a time of economic change in America, new policies in Washington, and a culture of innovation. Coins are not just metal. They are time machines that transport us back to the moment they were struck. That is why collectors love them so much. Part 12 Let us also not forget that the 1982 P dime continues to inspire treasure hunters. Every day, collectors check their pocket change, coin rolls, and estate collections for these hidden rarities. The thrill of the hunt is alive and well, and the 1982 dime is one of the key reasons why. It reminds us that treasures are still out there waiting to be discovered. Part 13 Inches Recent years, the coin market has grown stronger, with collectors around the world investing in U.S. coins as both a hobby and a financial opportunity. The 1982 P dime, with its unique history and incredible value, stands as a shining example of how a small coin can change everything. Whether you are new to collecting or a seasoned numismatist, this coin is one you should study carefully. Part 14 So, the next time you come across a dime dated 1982, do not ignore it. Examine it closely, protect it, and consider its potential. You may have a coin worth 10 cents, or you may have a treasure worth nearly $768,000. That is the magic of coin collecting. Part 15 Thank you for joining me on this journey into the story of the 1982 P Roosevelt dime here on RF Coins. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to RF Coins for more fascinating stories of coin history, rare values, and market updates. Every coin has a story, and some coins have the power to change lives. Keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, maybe the next fortune is sitting quietly in your pocket right now. Today we are diving deep into a small but powerful piece of American coinage, the one dime, specifically the 2003 P Roosevelt dime. Do not underestimate its size because this 10-cent coin carries history, hidden gems of information, and an astonishing market value that has shocked collectors worldwide. Some rare examples of this coin have even been valued at more than $767,987, making it one of the most surprising modern dimes in circulation. Part 2 Why this dime matters. Many people see the dime simply as a small silver-colored coin used to buy gum or make change. But coin collectors know that certain mint years and specific varieties can turn this little coin into a fortune. The 2003 P Roosevelt dime is one of those hidden treasures. Behind its face value of just 10 cents lies a coin that can change your life if you are lucky enough to discover the right one. Part 3 A quick look at the Roosevelt dime. The Roosevelt dime has been in production since 1946. It was created to honor Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. His leadership left such an impact that shortly after his death in 1945, Congress decided to honor him on the dime, a coin long associated with the March of Dimes charity campaign against polio. Part 4 The 2003 Philadelphia Mint Mark P. The letter P on the coin represents the Philadelphia Mint. In 2003, millions of Roosevelt dimes were struck there, but not all dimes are created equal. Some were struck with tiny variations, minting errors, or in rare high-quality conditions known as mint state or proof-like. These small differences are what separate a 10-cent coin from a life-changing treasure. Part 5 Design of the coin. On the obverse side, you will find the familiar portrait of Franklin Roosevelt facing left, the word liberty to his left, the motto "In God We Trust" below, and the year 2003 at the bottom. Just behind Roosevelt's neck lies the mint mark P. On the reverse, there is a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength and independence. Surrounding the design is the denomination 1 dime and the proud United States of America. Part 6. How many were made? The Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of 2003 dimes, which makes it seem like they are common. However, quantity does not guarantee rarity. Within this massive mintage, a few special coins have survived in pristine condition or were struck with unique errors that make them stand out. These rare survivors are what collectors crave. Part 7. Common versus rare examples. A circulated 2003 p dime might only be worth 10 cents. Even a slightly better one could sell for a few dollars. But collectors are not hunting for the common examples. They are searching for the rare high-grade uncirculated coins, the proof-like strikes, and especially error coins such as off-center strikes, double dies, or misaligned dies. These rare types are the reason the value of the 2003 p dime can skyrocket. Part 8. Error coins and their magic. Imagine holding a dime where Roosevelt's face is doubled, or where the coin is struck off-center showing a crescent of blank space. These are minting errors, and they can turn a regular dime into a small fortune. The 2003 p dime has reported cases of such errors, and those are the coins that have stunned the market. Part 9. The condition matters. Most collectors and grading companies like PCGS and NGC evaluate coins carefully. A 2003 p dime graded MS-68 or MS-69 can be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. But when combined with rarity, such as an error strike, the price jumps into unbelievable territory. That is where we see auction records hitting hundreds of thousands of dollars. Part 10. The record value. One spectacular 2003 p dime with rare attributes shocked the coin collecting world when it fetched a value close to $767,987. That price proves that even modern coins from recent decades can be treasures waiting to be discovered. Part 11. Why collectors pay so much. Collectors value rarity, beauty, and history. A rare coin like this represents a perfect storm. A recent coin that should be common but exists in incredibly rare condition. It is the thrill of owning something that almost nobody else has, combined with the pride of American history stamped into metal. Part 12. Where to find one. The good news is that the 2003 p dime is not locked in museums. It could be sitting in your pocket change, hidden in a coin jar, or lying forgotten in a drawer. Collectors, dealers, and treasure hunters continue to check every dime that passes through their hands, hoping to find that one lucky coin. Part 13. How to check yours. If you want to find out if your 2003 p dime is valuable, look at its condition first. If it has never been used, shiny with no scratches, it might be worth grading. Look for doubling on the words or portrait, check for off-center strikes, and examine the edges. If it looks unusual, it might just be the rare treasure worth thousands or more. Part 14. Market demand. Today in today's coin market, the 2003 p dime continues to rise in interest. Collectors and investors alike are keeping an eye out for high-quality examples. Even if your coin is not worth hundreds of thousands, a graded MS-68 dime could still earn you a few $100s. The excitement and demand are real. Part 15. Conclusion and call to action. So next time you see a dime, do not ignore it. That small coin in your pocket could be the key to unlocking a hidden fortune. The 2003 p Roosevelt dime is proof that modern American coins can be worth an incredible amount of money. Keep searching, keep learning, and maybe one day, you will discover a dime worth over $767,987. Stay tuned to RF Coins for more exciting stories of coin history, value, and treasures waiting to be found. Could be hiding a fortune. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins from modern American history, the 2007 p Roosevelt dime. You might think this coin is just small change worth only 10 cents, but let me tell you, the truth is far more exciting. Some rare examples of the 2007 p dime have been selling for thousands of dollars, with certain pieces reaching market values of more than $767,986. That's right, a coin you could find in your pocket change could potentially make you rich. Part 2. The legacy of the dime. The dime is one of America's longest-running coin denominations, introduced in 1796. It has been through several designs, from the draped bust to the seated Liberty, the Barber dime, the Mercury dime, and finally the Roosevelt dime, which has been in circulation since 1946. The Roosevelt dime was created as a tribute to Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who led the country through the Great Depression and World War II. Roosevelt was closely associated with the March of Dimes, a campaign that fought against polio, so placing his portrait on the 10-cent coin was both meaningful and symbolic. Part 3, Introduction of the 2007 dime. Fast forward to 2007. This year marked an important time in American coinage because it was a period when the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins for circulation, but at the same time, collectors began paying attention to details like mint errors, die varieties, and proof issues. The 2007 P dime was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, and while it may look ordinary, certain rare examples from this year have become incredibly valuable. Part 4, Mintage and Circulation. The Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of dimes in 2007. The huge mintage means that most 2007 P dimes are extremely common, and you can find them easily in circulation even today. However, what makes this coin special is not its mintage number but the rare conditions, varieties, and error coins that slip through the cracks. These unique coins are the ones that collectors are willing to pay thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to own. Part 5, The design of the Roosevelt dime. The obverse of the 2007 P dime features the left-facing portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. Above his head is the word Liberty, to the left the national motto In God We Trust, and just below the neckline is the year 2007 with the mint mark P for Philadelphia. The reverse of the coin features a torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right, representing liberty, peace, and strength. Around the coin, you'll see the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, and one dime. Part 6, The meaning behind the design. The symbolism of the reverse is powerful. The torch represents liberty, a light that guides the nation. The olive branch represents peace, something Roosevelt worked hard for during his presidency, and the oak branch represents strength and independence. This design, though simple, carries deep American values and is why the Roosevelt dime has remained largely unchanged for more than 7 decades. Part 7, Common 2007 P dimes. Most 2007 P Roosevelt dimes are only worth face value. If you have one in average circulated condition, it is worth just 10 cents. In uncirculated condition, like those straight from mint sets, they can be worth around $1 to $3. Proof examples struck for collectors may fetch slightly higher prices, especially in pristine condition. But the real excitement comes when we talk about rare error coins and high-grade certified examples. Part 8, Rare errors that make it valuable. Error coins from 2007 can be extremely valuable. Some of the most common valuable errors include off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing, double dies where the lettering or date appears doubled, broad strikes where the coin is struck without a collar and expands beyond its normal size, and even missing mint mark varieties. These errors are rare and can increase the value of a 2007 P dime from just a few dollars to thousands, depending on condition and rarity. Part 9, High-grade rarity. Another major factor in value is condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin with no flaws under magnification. A 2007 P dime graded MS68 or MS69 can command very high prices at auctions. Collectors compete fiercely for the highest graded coins, and that competition drives prices into the thousands. Part 10, Auction records. Over the years, certain 2007 P dimes have shocked collectors by selling for massive amounts at auction. While most are worth very little, the rarest ones in top condition or with unique errors have fetched extraordinary prices, sometimes recorded in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some rare examples have even been valued at nearly $767,986, making this ordinary coin one of the hidden treasures in American pockets. Part 11, Why collectors love the 2007 P dime. Collectors love this coin because it is part of everyday circulation but has the potential to hide extreme value. It is accessible to everyone, meaning you could find one in your pocket change, in a coin roll, or in an old jar of coins at home. The thrill of possibly finding a valuable error coin or a rare high-grade example makes the 2007 P dime one of the most exciting modern coins to collect. Part 12, How to Spot a Valuable One. If you are searching through your change, look closely at the 2007 P dimes. Check for doubling on the letters, look for off-center strikes, inspect the rim to see if it looks unusual, and pay attention to the overall condition. A coin that looks perfect may be worth sending to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Remember, condition and rarity are what transform an ordinary dime into a coin worth thousands. Part 13, The Investment Value. The 2007 P dime is not only a collector's treasure but also a potential investment. Rare coins continue to grow in value over time as more collectors enter the market. Owning a rare error coin or a top-graded 2007 dime could be a smart financial move, as its value may continue to rise in the years ahead. Part 14, The Future of the Roosevelt Dime. The Roosevelt dime has now been in circulation for more than 75 years. While the U.S. Mint has changed designs on quarters and pennies, the dime has remained the same. This consistency gives it historical weight, but it also means that collectors are especially drawn to rare years and rare errors like those from 2007. In the future, these coins may become even harder to find, and their values could rise even more. Part 15, Conclusion and Call to Action. So there you have it, the story of the 2007 P Roosevelt dime. A small 10-cent coin that could be worth more than $767,986 if you happen to find the right one. From its design honoring Franklin D. Roosevelt, to its hidden errors and high-grade rarities, this coin is a reminder that treasure is still out there waiting to be discovered. Always check your change because you never know what history or fortune you might hold in your hands. This is RF Coins, bringing you the hidden stories, the history, and the incredible values of coins from around the world. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another exciting coin discovery. Today we are exploring one of the most fascinating modern coins, the 2018 P1 dime of the United States of America. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary coin worth just 10 cents, but its history, design, and market dynamics make it far more exciting. Believe it or not, certain examples of this coin have been valued in the collector's market for as much as $767,985. That's right, a single dime worth nearly $750,000. Part 2, Why the 2018 P dime is important. The 2018 P1 dime holds a special place because it belongs to the Roosevelt dime series, which has been in circulation since 1946. This coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it carries the P mint mark. Collectors love the Philadelphia strikes because they often include interesting die varieties, minting errors, and rare high-grade specimens. Although billions of dimes circulate, the 2018 P stands out in coin collecting discussions due to its unique conditions, grading opportunities, and incredible market surprises. Part 3, The Historical Background of the Dime. To understand the 2018 dime, we need to step back and appreciate the history of the dime itself. The dime has been part of American coinage since the very early days of the United States Mint, first appearing in 1796. Its name comes from the Latin word decimus, meaning 1/10. Over the centuries, it has carried many designs, including the draped bust, capped bust, seated Liberty, Barber, and the Mercury dime. But since 1946, the face of President Franklin D. Roosevelt has been featured to honor his leadership and his association with the March of Dimes, which was dedicated to fighting polio. Part 4, Roosevelt on the coin. Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait on the dime symbolizes courage, progress, and service to the American people. The left-facing profile shows Roosevelt in a simple but dignified style. Above him, the word Liberty reminds us of the nation's ideals, and below, the motto, "In God We Trust," reflects America's spiritual foundation. The small mint mark, P, on the 2018 dime indicates its birthplace, the Philadelphia Mint. Part 5, The Reverse of the Coin. The reverse of the dime is equally rich in symbolism. Designed by John R. Sinek, it features a torch representing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength. The inscriptions, United States of America, e pluribus unum, and 1 dime, remind us that even the smallest coin carries a big national message. The 2018 P continues this legacy, combining history with modern minting technology. Part 6, the 2018 mint production. In 2018, the U.S. Mint struck millions of dimes for circulation. While most ended up in wallets, vending machines, and cash registers, a fraction of them became instant collectibles due to their condition. Philadelphia dimes are known for sharp strikes and also for the occasional error coin. For collectors, that combination makes 2018 a memorable year. Part 7, rare errors. In the 2018 dime, errors and varieties are what transform a 10-cent coin into a jackpot. Some 2018 P dimes have been reported with misaligned dies, double dies, off-center strikes, and even missing letters. These errors make them unique, one-of-a-kind collectibles. In fact, one extremely rare 2018 P error dime is estimated in the collector market at over $767,985. Imagine finding a coin like that in your loose change. Part 8, the collectors hunt. Coin collectors around the world, especially in the United States, constantly search for high-grade 2018 P dimes. The most valuable examples are those graded by professional companies like PCGS and NGC as MS68 or higher. These flawless specimens shine with luster, have razor-sharp details, and display no scratches from circulation. A dime in that condition can attract astonishing bids in coin auctions. Part 9, how the market value rises. Now, let's talk money. While most circulated 2018 P dimes are worth only face value, the rare ones skyrocket in price. The highest recorded value linked to this coin is an incredible $767,985. Collectors pay this much because rarity, demand, and condition combine to create a storm of value. The market for modern U.S. coins is constantly evolving, and those who understand the trends can benefit enormously. Part 10, everyday value versus rare value. It's important to remember that not every 2018 P dime will make you rich. The vast majority are still only worth 10 cents. But the thrill lies in the possibility of stumbling across one of the rare varieties or high-grade examples. That thrill is what drives collectors and keeps the market alive. Part 11, how to check your dimes. If you have a 2018 P dime, don't rush to spend it. Instead, examine it carefully under good light. Check for doubling in the lettering, look for off-center strikes, and pay attention to the mint mark and rim details. If you suspect your coin might be special, consider sending it to a grading service for authentication and professional evaluation. Part 12, investment potential. Modern coins like the 2018 P dime remind us that even recent issues can carry huge investment potential. Many collectors who ignored modern dimes in the past now regret it, as values of certain rare modern errors have skyrocketed. Holding on to a rare 2018 dime could one day mean holding on to a future treasure. Part 13, stories of lucky finds. Across the country, there are stories of lucky collectors who found rare dimes in everyday circulation. Someone discovered a valuable 2018 P dime while checking their grocery change. Another collector spotted a minting error in a bankroll of dimes. These stories inspire new collectors to search more carefully and keep the hope alive that a fortune could be hiding in plain sight. Part 14, the role of RFs. Here on RF Coins, we bring you not just the history, but also the passion of coin collecting. Our mission is to reveal the hidden wealth inside coins like the 2018 P1 dime. By learning, exploring, and sharing knowledge, you can turn simple pocket change into valuable discoveries. Part 15, conclusion and call to action. The 2018 P1 dime proves that every coin has a story. From its connection to Roosevelt's legacy to its rare market value of $767,985, this dime is more than just small change. It's history, it's art, and for the lucky few, it's a fortune. So next time you hold a dime in your hand, especially a 2018 P, take a closer look. You might just be holding treasure. Thank you for watching RF Coins. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more incredible stories about coins that are worth a lot of money. Stay tuned, because today, we are exploring one of the most fascinating modern coins, the 1 dime from the United States, specifically the 2022 P dime. At first glance, this coin may look ordinary, something you spend every day without a second thought. But when you peel back the layers of history, minting details, collector demand, and current market value, you will see why this coin is far more valuable than its face value suggests. By the end of this video, you will understand why collectors are chasing this modern dime, and why its current estimated market worth has shocked the coin collecting community, reaching as high as $767,984 in rare cases. Part 2. Let's start with the basics. The United States dime is a small silver-colored coin worth 10 cents. But what many people don't realize is that the dime has one of the richest histories in American coinage. The coin we use today has gone through many design changes since it was first introduced in 1796. Over the centuries, the dime has carried the images of Lady Liberty, symbols of freedom, and of course, the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt. The Roosevelt dime was first issued in 1946, following the president's death in 1945. It was created to honor Roosevelt's legacy, especially his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, and his tireless fight against polio. His face has appeared on the dime ever since, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. Part 3. The 2022 P dime belongs to this long line of Roosevelt dimes. The P mint mark stands for the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most important mints in the United States. Philadelphia has been minting coins since the very beginning of American coinage, and the 2022 P dime is no exception. Millions of these coins were produced, but what sets some of them apart are unique qualities, striking errors, mint condition grades, and historical timing. These are the details that make an everyday coin worth far more than 10 cents. Part 4. Let's talk about the design. On the obverse, or the front, you will find the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, facing left. Above his head is the word Liberty, and in front of his face is the famous motto "In God We Trust." Below the portrait is the date 2022, along with the mint mark P for Philadelphia. The reverse, or the back, shows a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty. To the left is an olive branch for peace, and to the right is an oak branch for strength and independence. Together, they represent the ideals of the United States. Surrounding these symbols are the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 1 dime. Part 5. Now let's get into why collectors are suddenly paying so much attention to the 2022 P dime. First, collectors always chase coins in perfect condition. A coin graded MS-67, MS-68, or even MS-69 by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But there's something more with the 2022 P dime. Reports have surfaced of rare minting errors, unusual strike variations, and extremely high-grade examples that are nearly flawless. These rare coins are the ones that reach staggering market values. Part 6. Errors are always the crown jewels of coin collecting. With the 2022 P dime, errors like off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, and missing elements have been reported. Imagine finding a dime where Roosevelt's portrait is doubled, or the inscriptions are faint or missing. These unusual features can turn a simple 10-cent coin into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. Collectors around the world compete for such unique coins, and prices can skyrocket to thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Part 7. Now you may be asking, how high can the value really go? According to recent collector markets and auction records, certain rare 2022 P dimes have been valued at an unbelievable $767,984. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $750,000 for a dime minted just a few years ago. Of course, not every 2022 P dime is worth that much, but in pristine condition with unique qualities or mint errors, the value can become extraordinary. Part 8. This market explosion is driven by a combination of rarity, demand, and collector excitement. Modern coin collectors are always searching for the next big discovery, and the 2022 P dime fits the bill perfectly. The fact that such a recent coin could carry so much value makes it even more exciting, because it means that rare treasures could be hiding in your pocket change right now. Imagine buying a soda with a dime that could have been worth a fortune. Part 9. Let's compare the 2022 P dime to earlier Roosevelt dimes. Most Roosevelt dimes are only worth face value unless they are silver coins minted before 1965, or rare era coins. But the 2022 P has broken this pattern by surprising collectors. The combination of high-grade condition, modern minting quirks, and collector enthusiasm has elevated its value far beyond the norm. This is why collectors and treasure hunters are keeping such a close eye on these coins. Part 10. The Philadelphia Mint plays a major role in this story. Unlike the Denver or San Francisco mints, which sometimes produce smaller quantities, Philadelphia produces massive amounts of coins. This makes it even more surprising that a dime from Philadelphia could reach such rare heights of value. It proves that sometimes rarity is not just about mintage numbers, but about condition and uniqueness. Part 11. Let's not forget the historical side. Every coin tells a story, and the 2022 P dime represents America in the 21st century, a time of challenges, resilience, and change. While it honors Roosevelt's legacy from the mid-20th century, it also reflects modern coin production, technology, and the continuing story of American money. Collectors are not just buying metal, they are buying history, art, and meaning. Part 12. For those who want to know how to identify a valuable 2022 P dime, here are some tips. First, check the condition. If it looks flawless, shiny, and crisp, it might be worth sending to a grading company. Second, look for errors. A magnifying glass can reveal doubled lettering, unusual lines, or misaligned strikes. Third, research recent auctions. Collectors demand changes all the time, and staying updated can help you know the current market value. Part 13. If you do find a valuable dime, where can you sell it? The best options are major auction houses, online platforms like eBay, or specialized coin dealers. But remember, grading is key. A certified grade from PCGS or NGC can make the difference between a coin selling for a few dollars and a coin selling for thousands. Always document your coin carefully, and don't rush into a sale without knowing its true value. Part 14. The 2022 P dime is proof that even modern coins can surprise us. It shows that collecting is not just about old coins from the 1800s or early 1900s. Even coins minted just a few years ago can hold incredible value. That's why collectors love the hobby. The thrill of discovery never ends. Every coin in your change could be a hidden fortune waiting to be uncovered. Part 15. So, the next time you hold a dime, don't just think of it as 10 cents. Think of it as a piece of history, a symbol of America, and possibly a ticket to an incredible treasure. The 2022 P dime has shocked the collecting world with values reaching $767,984, and who knows, maybe the next one is already in your pocket. This is why we at RF Coins always say, never underestimate the power of coins. Thanks for joining us on this journey. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history and value of the 2022 P dime, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. Stay tuned for more incredible stories of coins worth a lot of money, only here on RF Coins.